Welcome back RWC Web Development. So now we're gonna look at how to start your Bootstrap and try to make it similar to your design that you guys have. Let me just show Shreya's design and we're gonna try and replicate what she has. She has a logo on the left and links here, right? So let us first go on with our basic code here. So as I can demonstrate to you guys that I have not used the initial scale element here. So what does that do? Let us just take a visual look. So if I write p tag and here if I write lorem 150 is gonna generate 150 words for me, and I want to save this and I want to run it to see what's happening in the browser. Okay, so if I now inspect how it looks in a smaller screen, if I click on this button, okay, I can see that the text is not that big for a smaller screen to read, right? For that reason, what we do is we use the meta tag for keyboard to set the initial width to 1. So let me just write that tag for you guys. Content should be width is equal to device width, and I should have initial scale set to 1. Now let me save this and see what it does. Run without debugging. Okay, so let me now inspect what's happening in the browser. So as soon as I toggle it to a mobile screen, I can see the text is now bigger and easier for me to view, right? So this is what mobile first design or responsive design is all about. If you switch from one small display to a larger display, the font size and everything will be adjusted required to that. But we're gonna start everything with a mobile first option approach. So let me close it. Now I have demonstrated you that part. So what we want to focus is create a navigation bar similar to what Shreya's prototype has, right? So in Bootstrap, we always denote everything in sections, like some group of content goes in one section, right? The reason we do that is we can have a lot of sections for a lot of different parts and they will have a similar component design. So this is how you write section. Now I want to demonstrate you guys the difference between fluid and container fluid and fluid. So if I write class is equal to, I want to give it a padding in the y direction. So in Bootstrap, the highest values you can give is from 0 to 5. For the y direction, let me give a value of 5. Now, everything in Bootstrap works inside some sort of container. So we're going to write a container div class is equal to container, and we close it, and let me add an h1 tag just for you guys to see. Container example. Now I want to show the similar thing with container fluid, just so you guys can understand the basic difference. So here I'm just gonna write container fluid. Okay, so let me now save this and let me run it in the browser. Okay, so let me rename this to container fluid. Control S. I'll refresh it. Okay, so what happens with container and what happens with container fluid, right? So let me narrow the screen first because this is a mobile first approach. So it start as similar, right? As soon as the width of my device goes up, you'll see that there is some sort of change, right? In container, normally what it does, it adds some sort of padding on the horizontal axis, but container fluid takes up the whole space, right? If I go to a desktop view, you can see there's some sort of space here. Now you guys remember that we added some sort of padding on the y direction, right? There, section.py.5. If I look at how it's behaving, it has a padding of 48, right? I can use margins, I can use borders, and the shorthand codes for all of them are given in your Google Classroom for you guys to follow. Now, in our next section, we're gonna start with the navigation itself.